Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by bigfouraccountingfirms.com. If you enjoy our show, don't forget to help us out by subscribing to this podcast, sharing it with a friend, and providing us with a review on iTunes. Check out the show notes below for the link. Thanks, and enjoy the show.
In today's podcast, we will be covering the biggest news about KPMG for the month of November 2017. Make sure to visit our website to get further details on each of the news stories that we discussed today. We also encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter on our website so that you can get our monthly news reports for all the Big Four accounting firms. This is our fourth news summary for the past month, November 2017. So after this, we'll be releasing our PDF report on all the Big Four accounting firms news for the month. So we'll be sending that out to all subscribers of our newsletter, and you'll be getting that on a monthly basis going forward. Okay, first up, I wanted to provide an update on the Gupta Leaks scandal. As you might remember, the Gupta Leaks scandal involved KPMG in South Africa. And the Gupta family, for which the Gupta Leaks is named after, was able to get people government positions in return for favorable financial benefits. And they had power because they were close to the South African president. And there's accusations of money laundering and fraud and corruption all around. And what happened in November is that there's more details that KPMG ignored red flags. And it appeared that KPMG ignored red flags around money laundering. There were some international advance payments being made to a company that KPMG audited. And the advance payments were for share purchases. But the company that made the advance payments never received the shares. And these advance payments were made from an offshore Gupta family shell company, which shows signs of money laundering and corruption. Some other accusations that came out in November was that KPMG helped the Gupta family set up offshore tax havens in Dubai to avoid South African taxes. And it appears that more and more news comes out about this almost every week, and it keeps on getting worse for KPMG's reputation. And there's also word that KPMG's outing as a bad professional service firms is Guptafying the professional services industry. What I mean by this is that similar to what is happening in Hollywood with sexual harassment is happening to professional services firms in South Africa. There are more investigations into the work that these professional service firms are doing, and more is coming up that they did not perform adequate jobs. Will the Guptafication of professional service firms make its way to the Big Four in the United States? You'll have to listen to our podcast to stay up to date and find out. Okay, now let's get into some other big news regarding KPMG. So as you might know, that KPMG's former chairman recently retired, and it appears like he's already going back to work after his retirement because he was appointed to the board at Ford Motor Company in the United States. And this is a huge appointment for him, and his name is John Vehemeyer, as you might remember. Ford obviously appointed him because of his experience with financial reporting and consulting large public companies. This is very prestigious for KPMG to get one of their former partners appointed to a large Fortune 500 company. It shows that if you work at KPMG, anything is possible. You can be on the board of a major Fortune 500 company. Okay, let's get into some other big news. Another big news story for the month of November was that KPMG joined the Wall Street Blockchain Alliance. And what is the Wall Street Blockchain Alliance? It's a nonprofit organization, and their mission is to guide and promote comprehensive adoption of distributed ledger technology across financial markets. And they do this by engaging with market participants, regulators, policymakers, and technology innovators through direct communication, comment letters, studies, and more. And they help this to guide the public dialogue about blockchain. And KPMG will also receive a seat on the board of directors. This is pretty huge, and this shows that the Big Four are really buying into blockchain. And part of this will be them communicating about all their services they offer around blockchain. And Wall Street Blockchain Alliance really ties in with their values because the Wall Street Blockchain Alliance is trying to push more blockchain solutions and awareness around blockchain. So it really just goes to show that what we've already been talking about previously on this podcast and on our website, that blockchain is a big deal. It's real, and it's here, and it's coming to not only the Big Four, but large companies around the world. Another big alliance that KPMG entered into this past month was with Thomson Reuters. And KPMG was promoting this alliance across all their social media. And what it is KPMG will be partnering with Thomson Reuters to offer more direct tax tools that leverage Thomson Reuters one-source tax applications. And they will essentially offer solutions through their KPMG Ignition Centers, which is their centers for technological solutions for their clients. Think of things like blockchain and artificial intelligence. And KPMG was already offering Thomson Reuters products because OneSource is a pretty big tax solution. All this alliance does, it just develops a stronger alliance between the two partners. And it also gives Thomson Reuters access to KPMG's Ignition Center, which they didn't have before. Another partnership that KPMG entered into in November is with Blackline in California. And Blackline is a leading provider of cloud software that automates and controls the entire financial close process. And they're located in California. What they do is they modernize the finance and accounting function to enable greater operational effectiveness and agility. And they do this through automation and other solutions. So what KPMG will be doing with Blackline is they'll be offering new cloud accounting solutions such as data visualizations and enhanced automation of transaction reconciliation. And this partnership will help accountants develop better business insights. As we said in other podcasts, data visualization is very important. Accountants have access to a lot of financial information, a lot of data, but they don't really analyze it very well. Excel isn't good for that. That's why these data visualization companies are becoming very popular. And you see the Big Four entering into more and more partnerships with them every day. Another piece of news that I wanted to cover about KPMG from November was that they're launching a new CMO Advisory group in Australia. And they hired a new partner to head that group. And that partner is Carmen Becker. And she brings 20 years of experience to the table. And she'll help KPMG launch their CMO Advisory business. And this is the advisory business for chief marketing officers. And they'll be helping these marketing officers understand how best to run their marketing campaigns and engage with customers. So this goes in line with all the other Big Four stories that we've heard about them entering into the marketing advisory business, where they're trying to advise clients in all areas of professional services, not just accounting, not just tax, but things like marketing and developing creative products such as marketing campaigns and commercials and social media campaigns, things like that. And you can tell this division within KPMG is very important because they have former executives from Google and also from Virgin Australia as well. So KPMG and the other Big Four are going into the market and hiring these marketing executives so that they can advise their clients on marketing solutions. So this is similar to what the other Big Four have done, Deloitte, and now we've heard about PwC and E&Y doing the same thing. So that's something to keep an eye on about the Big Four. They're not going to just be accounting firms anymore. They're going to be these large professional service firms. So before we leave today, I just wanted to remind you to go to our website and subscribe to our newsletter if you want to receive that monthly summary report about all the biggest news for the Big Four each month.
We appreciate your help in growing this podcast so we can continue to bring you the best Big Four content possible. You could help us out by providing a review on iTunes, sending us an email with your comments, and don't forget to share with your friends. There's a link below in the show notes. That's our show for today. Thanks for listening and have a great day.